Hey guys, Sean Zine, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where we bring on our guests from walks of life as far as network to affiliate marketing to online business builders, and they share their story. They talk about the trials and tribulations, strategies that worked, didn't work, some of the motivations, the mindset, personal development, you name it, you're going to learn something. If you stick around the entire time, I guarantee it. A couple of housekeeping. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a little subscribe, hit the like button, drop a comment at least where you're watching from, and please share the video and also the website. If you're listening to us on the audio, please give us a review at the end. And as always, go to the description and have a connection call with my guests so you can get to know them, get into what they're doing, and maybe something resonates and you get involved with their business as well. So as always, sit back, enjoy, have some popcorn. If you have the morning and maybe you have a cup of coffee, let's have some fun. Bring on a great friend of mine I've met just recently. What's going on, Laura? How are you?
Hello, hello.
Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome. I'm honored to be here.
And this is something that sometimes people, guys, this is her first time. And it's something that we're going to, make her feel comfortable. And as always, I try to give a little layup. I always share. Would you share who are you and why did you get into network marketing?
Well, thank you, Sean. First of all, for having me on here as a guest. I really appreciate that. So glad that we met. So my name is Laura Rukel, but a lot of people call me in the business world Sparkle by Laura, and I have been that for about 30 some years, actually, that long I've been Sparkle by Laura. So we'll get into why here in a second, but I am a mother of 3 children, and they are all married. And I have 7 grandchildren, 5 of my own two-step. So I am a Gigi and love my family. I'm a family gal, love entertaining people, and that's just what I do. I am the all-around cool Gigi. And so as far as where I am at and why am I Sparkle by Laura? I'm from Indiana, by the way. If you guys want to know where I'm from the Midwest, and born and raised here all my life. So I got into network marketing because, I'll go back to I dabbled in it. I was telling Sean this the other day that I kind of dabbled in it when I was young. So I did some of the home parties when my kids were small. I was looking for a way to make income without having to leave them. And so that's kind of what I did was I kind of dabbled here and there in the little home parties and stuff, and nothing really serious, right? And I even dabbled in the Amway world back in the day when I was in my early, I think it was my late 20s, I think it was. I dabbled in that, okay? So then life happened, and I became a single mom with 3 kids, and I had to find a way to make it on my own. And so I was actually kind of cleaning a few houses, and that was my income, and I needed to up my income, and I began to work several jobs. And then I was placed on Angie's List for one cleaning lady, and that referral from that Angie List started absolutely skyrocketing. And I had a system when I cleaned. And so I read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that really set the tone for everything from then on. So I took my cleaning business and I was like, you know what? Because I got to the point where I got so many houses, I was doing them on my own. I couldn't anymore. So I came to a crossroads. It's either grow this thing and do it the right way, or let things go, let jobs go. So I decided to grab the bull by the horns, and we made it official, made it an LLC, got all of that legalized, and then I started hiring employees. And I grew that to an over 6-figure a year income as a single mom. And during that time, I ended up, so I had that for 25 years, but probably about less than 20 years in, I got really sick. I got an autoimmune disease that really put me more in bed than out of bed. I was really bad. So that put me on a health journey because I didn't want to accept that. That was not my story, right? So I wasn't going to accept that part of my life. And I went on a health journey. That health journey landed me into a network marketing company, and which the product there was not everything that I needed, but it was one of the missing keys, enough to get me out of bed, to get me motivated to say, oh my word, like this is incredible. And it helped me, and I have to help others. So that's where I was with, that's how I got back into the network marketing space. And at that time, wasn't playing around anymore, wasn't dorking around in the network marketing space anymore. I got serious about it at that point, and really dove in and became, actually we made 6 figures in that company. And then that's kind of where my career in the online space in network marketing really got serious and began. And that's been about 12 years ago.
Wow, lots of value that we're going to unpack, and I want to start with that. Well, congratulations, and I applaud you as far as being a single mom and taking the bull by the horns and building a business, and then getting into the, getting sick, and then still not stopping. Like that can, people get crippled by things, and they move on. Wow, that was so I applaud you, and it's important that people that are out there, things happen, and you just don't just stop. You got to figure things out, because you have kids that are looking up to you, and if they're looking up to you, you want to be a good example. So thanks so much for sharing that. Now, with the Sparkle by Laura, that's a personal brand, guys. Everyone should have their brand. This should be something that is unique for you. And yes, it was for a prior, but that's the community that you built, and you want to continue growing that.
Exactly.
Talk about that as far as building that brand. I know it's something that's near and dear to your heart, and it's a powerful way. But isn't it easier when you get on a call with someone, hey, it's Sparkle by Laura, they remember you more, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So Sparkle by Laura was the name of my cleaning business. And that was a trade that I wanted to leave behind. When they came home, I wanted their house to sparkle. So I'm going to go back to Rich Dad Poor Dad for a second here, Sean. So when I read that book and about duplication, it really opened my eyes, because it was like, when you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, you guys, by Robert Kiyosaki, it talks about McDonald's. He uses that as an example of duplication. So when you go to a McDonald's here in Indiana, and then you go to one in California, you get the same exact hamburger, because they duplicated their self, and that's how they grew. And so I was determined to grow my cleaning business the same exact way. Sparkle by Laura will be a trademark that people will recognize. The way that I did that was I taught my employees to clean exactly the way that I did. I used a system when I went into a house. And if they tried to deviate from that, it was like, nope, get back on track. This is what we do. This is exact rags. This is the exact system in a room that we use. And so that just worked. It made me be and stay successful. Kept my cleaning business successful. I kept my clients. I was able to retain my clients that way. And so when I hit the network marketing world, and I hit it seriously, I was already known as Sparkle by Laura, and I was an LLC. And so everything kind of umbrellas under Sparkle by Laura. So I just kept that. And so, now that I've grown in the network marketing space, I still have that trademark as Sparkle by Laura, because not only did I have that, I was sparkling people's houses, but now I put that sparkle back in your life. Like if you're in that 9-to-5 grind and you're miserable, there is no spark to your life. There's no sparkle there. And so I was like, I'm just going to keep that. And I'm just going to, I like to say that I came from commodes to commissions, because, when I was cleaning, when I was cleaning, it was like I had to get up and go to work even if I was sick. And I did, like you said, I had to make it happen. I was the breadwinner. There was no other way. And I would go sometimes very ill and just do the job and get through it. And so, now with network marketing, you acquire a passive income. And so it's so much better than having to get up and go to the 9-to-5. But, growing in this network marketing space, I've, acquired more of like a coaching skill for mindset. And so my bio on my Facebook will say, coaching that sparkle back into your life. Because there's so many people that are walking around not having that, and they just are not feeling good about life. And there's a better way. You can feel better about life.
Wonderful. No, it's something that you have to focus on learning. You have to focus on helping others. I want to go into the systems. I know you had systems when you were doing your commodes to commissions. You're talking about you've been in the business, the network marketing field for a little while now. If you were to just go back to Laura before you got started with the knowledge that you know now, what are 3 things that we could help those that are just starting out to get that ball rolling, to get that snowball happening, to allow them to have more success in a shorter period of time? But nothing's immediate, guys. It's not overnight success. You got to do some things. I would love to hear what those things would be in Laura's opinion.
Absolutely. It was a great question. So first of all, I would listen to the person that was successful. If someone's already done it before you, you need to do it their way. Same thing when I had my cleaning business. It was like they would want to come in and why do I have to rinse the shower before I do this to the door or whatever? Just question things. Don't question someone that's already done it and been successful with it. That would be the first thing I would say. And then consistency is the key. I am a huge believer in consistency. I put a post up today, Sean, I don't know if you saw it. It said, what if everybody ran their business the way you do? What would the world look like today? So if you're not consistent in your business, what would happen? What if you went to go to Subway and the owner decided, I'm just not going to do it today. I'm not going to unlock the door today. And you're not going to get lunch. You're going to be pretty ticked, right? Because the owner didn't show up. He's not consistent. So consistency with network marketing, anything that you do, but especially in network marketing. And the third thing I would say is, and I've heard this many, many times throughout my career in network marketing, and it took me a while, Sean, for this to click. And I'm telling y'all, when this clicks, it is a major key to your success in network marketing. And that is stop focusing on the outcome and focus on the activities. Period.
Love that. Yeah, you have to. If you're doing that, you're going to be successful because nobody's as consistent as I am. I always say, I know you're very close. I know if you're not the example that you want others to be, will there be other Seans on my team? Probably not. But you need them to get to a certain level and understand they have to do something to become successful. You don't just sign up and hope to make money.
Exactly.
But you also have to build relationships. And the only way to have the right team is to have face-to-face, either on a Zoom, a StreamYard, a video call with our phones. You can't just give someone a link and hope they join and then not do anything with it. They have to know what are the steps that you should be doing. And if nothing's laid out, you're going to have people join you. You look good, and then they'll quit, and they'll move on. If that doesn't help our residual income, guys, we want to build residual income every month. Someone's paying it. You're going to get that commission. I love it. I got into the insurance world, learned about it. I'm like, wow. And the network marketing, I don't have to trade my time for money anymore. Well, I still teach, but my extra things, I can set things up. So I have things hitting my bank account, which I've done before, videos, podcasts, collaborations in the past. But being consistent, like how important is social media? Are you posting multiple times a day, once a week? How has that worked out for you?
Oh, for me? So one thing that I want to hit kind of like on what you were just talking about too was when you were talking about, it was important to stay connected. Another thing, like if you sign up in network marketing, you can't just not reach out to the person that signed you up. Like they can only reach down to you so many times. But the key, and I think we talked about this the other day, Sean, is conversations. Like those have gotten so far gone in the network marketing because they make it so much, the technology has made it convenient, but that convenient has gotten rid of our conversations. And you have to have conversations are so important and they clear so many things up. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, conversations clear up so many things in the mind, because your mind will play tricks on you and it will make you think things that are not even true. But it's the conversations that will clear that up. So I wanted to throw that in there. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm sorry, I forgot what you asked me. I lost my train of thought. You just asked me.
I probably lost my train of thought too. But I want to go back to the relationship building, right? You're from Indiana.
Mhm.
I'm from New Jersey. We are building this relationship. I had a call from someone that was in South Africa yesterday, and I had two of them in that South. I'm like, this is incredible. It's a global opportunity to have conversations, and people say, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then when you're building, this is, I think, where I was kind of going. If you're building relationships, you're helping yourself build that know, like, and trust factor. And when you say, hey, I need you to check this out, they're going to check it out because you built it because you had a conversation, and they know you're not going to BS them. I share everything. I talk about, I'm not sure if I share this. My daughter had a liver transplant at 4 months old, and we documented the journey and the darkness we had. And now she's completely healthy, and it's a wonderful journey. But people go through it, especially guys. They don't talk about things. And I wanted to be that guy that shared it. So it kind of triggered, helped others, because that's my mindset. Helping others first. The money, the commissions, the residual income come in due time.
Absolutely. I know what you asked me. You asked me about my posting. I remember now.
Oh, social media.
Yeah, social media. So how that works for me. I'm very consistent with social media, Sean, because it's part of my job. It's just the way it is these days. If you want to build on social media, you have to be consistent. Little guy named Algorithm.
Yeah.
Kind of forces you to do that, right? So 3+ stories a day. And I always like to tell people, if your stories are empty, your business is empty, because your stories are it's the pipeline to your social media. Your stories are your pipeline to your social media. And it's like a Ferris wheel, and it needs to continually have a story running on your stories. So don't ever let those go dead. And then my posting, 1, maybe 2, there could be a 3 in there some days, but for the most part, it's more in my stories than it is on my posting.
Have you thought about optimizing your profile? A lot of people should have a banner in their background with one of the business that they have, or have a slogan. But in the banner itself, you could have a link that directs them to your opportunity. You also, sometimes, a lot of people are private. They're super private. Mm-hmm. You should open up and make it public, or you're going to have to set up your own new community to allow you to keep the personalness. But I think sharing little bits about your family, trials and tribulations, your wins, those are very important to share, so people know you're a human being and not all about work. You are a mom, and then you're a Gma?
Gigi.
Yeah. Now, how has it been for you as far as becoming a mom, and now you're a grandma? What's that space now? I don't know that. I'm still in I'm done with having kids, but I'm not having kids yet. Yeah. How has that changed you?
Oh, Sean, it's life. You haven't lived until you have the grandkids. I always like to say, you had kids to have grandkids. That's how amazing they are. And nobody can explain to you that first time that you see your grandchild, when you lay your eyes on them. And there's more of I know that when your kids are born, you have this protection instinct that comes over you. You want to love and care and just protect that child, and nobody can get to it. 10 times that feeling when you have your grandchild. It's not that you don't love your child or you love them more, but there's also that special feeling of when your flesh and blood, your child, has a child. There's nothing like it.
It's like full circle. It's like, because I look at my youngest. I have a 19, almost 19. I have a almost 7, 5, and 3.
Wow.
And we're done with having kids. And the 3-year-old, I just look at him, and my wife's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "No way. I like getting where he's potty trained. We sleep through the night. But I love that time, though. I love going through that time. It was, and you lose sleep for a reason because it's only this much time.
Oh,
Here's something. I never even talked about this. Your kid is super important, but the years like until they're 5 or 6, you'll never get that back. That's where all the growth, the learning's happening. You could see it all happen. So if you can't wait at least 5 years, for example, for massive success, because everyone goes through cycles.
Yes.
So every 5 years, you might be into different things. But now I'm thinking about my kids. I'm like, I'm almost out of that window. It's like, oh my God. But you can use the same thing in your business. Don't think what you're doing now is not a factor. You're building for the future. You're planting seeds.
Yes.
Because you're going to harvest it later. Don't go at it. That person on the call, like I'm selling Laura right now. No, I want to get to know them as deep as possible so that their friends, Laura's friends and family who don't want to get involved with what she's doing, maybe will resonate with me and vice versa. My friends, the same thing. So we're planting seeds for the future. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. It is a relationship building business. And I think a lot of people, when they join network marketing, they just, there's this urgency of, I have to make a sale. I have to make a sale. And they never really, just like you said, they never slow down enough. And I've been there, and I'm sure you were too, Sean. I don't think you said
we all have, right?
Yep. When you first get in the industry, you're a baby. You don't even, you don't know anything when you first get in, and you're excited and you just want to get everybody. And then you get those first like family members that are like, oh, you did what? You got into
this is a pyramid scheme? Yeah.
You did it. You let them fool you like that? You wasted your money. What'd you do? And you start, and your balloon starts deflating, so it's important to realize that it's not just, what I tell people, Sean, this is like, it's free education for one. So you literally get a promotion or what word am I looking for? A career that's self-taught. That's what I'm looking for. Self-taught career. This is a self-taught career. And you are not going to go be a lawyer overnight, a doctor overnight, a teacher overnight, and you're going to pay a lot of money out of your pocket to go and do that. But what industry can you get in for little, next to nothing, and have all the free training? If you get in the right group, the right people, the right company, the right mentor, you are going to have so much free education. But if you will just slow down, stop running, stop tripping, slow down and invest in yourself. Invest in your future. Like you said, make this an investment in your future. Even if you don't make money right out of the gate because you're brand new at it, look at it as you're investing in yourself for the future, in your family, in your children. Because guys, if you just hold on, I've been there. I've been down there where you just start out and it's tough. It is not easy. I think I heard Brian Crothers say this the other day. It is not simple. Easy. It's something, some of them are more simpler than others.
Right.
It is not easy. Matter of fact, it was Eric Worre I heard say that. It is not easy.
A lot of people, it gets hard. It gets that balloon, like Laura was saying, deflates. And some other hype of another company comes out and they jump ship. Mm-hmm. And all you have to do is try for a little bit, 6 months to a year, see where it's at. If you're making some money, that's proof that it works. If you're not making any money, okay, look at something else. But if you're making money, it works. Don't be the type of people that, I'm going to wait for the spillover. Spillover is just extra bonus if you have you're lucky to fall on someone above you that is a builder. Maybe find those builders and put them on your team and you'll start spilling over to their team and they'll be more valuable.
You go find the spillover, right?
That's it. You be the one, because if you have that, you're the one that everyone wants to work with.
Hello.
That's the power of this whole thing, is finding those builders. But you have the shiny objects. People jump to different companies. Oh, this is gonna be the one. But 2 or 3 before could have been the one if you just stuck it out.
Right.
Like you can be involved with a couple things if you're organized, if you're consistent, if you have a system in place. If you don't have those 3 things, you're going to be, I don't know, lucky to keep it rolling.
Yes.
It's difficult to do one. If you could multitask,
get good at multiple. I believe that. Get good at one, before you try to do multiples, for sure. Absolutely believe in that.
Yeah, we're in that. We need to have multiple funnels. I get it. Like my insurance business slows down at certain times of the year. Your whatever business you could be in can slow down. But make sure you're learning skills. I know Laura was talking about investing in yourself. If there's a course out on webinars, on presenting, but it's $500. What am I going to get on ROI? The knowledge of the person that's giving you that information is given that because they went through it. I'd rather pay the $500, learn from them, their mistakes, and do it right the first time when I attempt and try whatever that is. That's something that everyone should change their mindset. But that's what this whole business does. It's a personal development. If you're not open to that, you're not going to develop. You're not going to grow. You're going to be the same person that you are today, 6 months, a year, 5 years from now.
Right.
So the important thing is changing. Make it you better. 1% every day better. Wow, we're going to be completely different in a couple years.
Yes, totally agree. Yes, and get in the rooms. That's what I like to say. Get in the rooms with people that have the knowledge.
And always, when we're in those rooms, I shared this, I think, with Laura when we had our call. We had a video call, guys. We didn't just pick up the phone. We had a video call. We took a snap. I did a selfie and we did a post, because I always say nothing ever happened unless you selfied in person, on a Zoom call, on a video call. So if you want, guys, I don't know what to put on social media. That's content. Yes. You're shouting people out. I always tell people, and people say, well, I don't want everyone in my business. It actually brings people to your business to help you get more eyeballs. And then I've done shout outs and I have people, there's some haters out there too on social media. They'd be like, oh, you got to be careful working with that person. And only I've had a bunch of haters for a variety of those kind of posts. One of them, it was actually, I found out later, it was very true, and I'm no longer with them, in a relationship, in a business relationship. But most people are good people, guys. You want to shout from the rooftops, from the hilltops, to tell people, to help them. I want to put people first, profit second.
Yes. So good.
And with that, our time is just, I can't believe it. And I want to remind people, you have to have a connection call with Laura. All her information's in the description on either the YouTube channel, on the video, or on the audio. Do a review for us, share the video, share the website. And if you're one that's into crypto, I have my own token on the Algorand blockchain. You can pick it up with that link that's on the bottom of the screen. Definitely pick up some, because if you're engaging, I give more out to people for free, so you can kind of earn as we go. But I want to thank Laura for dropping those massive gems today. Stick around for one moment right after. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Sean.